Hello, good evening. It's Sunday evening. Let's talk about those two shootings that happened this weekend. El Paso and Ohio. El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. I have been to El Paso. Because I live in Texas for like 2 years. Um, it's from, okay, I hope you don't mind me eating. So, yeah, I read like Wikipedia articles about those two shootings. So right now it's Sunday night. I took a long nap. Alright, Sunday night. So El Paso shooting happened yesterday, Saturday morning, in Texas time. Okay, and Dayton, Ohio, that shooting happened this morning, like almost like last night, one 1 a.m. of Sunday. Okay, less than 24 hours ago. Uh, from what I read from Wikipedia, she did very good job. Very good job. I mean, it's not Wikipedia employees who contribute to these Wikipedia articles. It's just regular people. Maybe somebody that Wikipedia employees trust, I guess. By Wikipedia employees, I mean volunteers, people who censor Wikipedia contribution. Okay, and they don't like me. They don't trust me at all. But most of them doing a fine job. You know? So what I'm gathering is that both of the shooters are early 20s. The guy who shot in Dayton, Ohio, he's a white guy. I saw his picture. He's white guy, white skin, blue eyes. Um, he's like what 24 something like that. And the guy who shoot in El Paso, Texas, he's not white. I saw his picture. He's no white guy. He's not a white guy. He's more like Middle Eastern descent, very brown. Okay, he's not a Caucasian man. He's more Middle Eastern kind of guy. But media, also including Wikipedia, they say he's a white guy. He's not. Okay, just look at his skin tone. It's not white. It's brown. Most likely mixed. But he's definitely not a white guy. He says he's white supremacist, but he's not white. Okay, so am I a white supremacist? That's why I'm bringing this up because I read the article about his shooting, Dayton, El Paso, Texas, and he subscribed to white supremacism. But you have to understand, white supremacists or neo-Nazis or new KKK, they're not necessarily violent people. Okay, so they're just American with certain beliefs, but not all of them are. Not all white supremacists are violent. Some of them are. Okay, some of them. So looks like they're just confused young people. The two guys, they're just very confused, misguided. Okay, so just young and dumb kind of people. Well, in a sense, it's our fault. We didn't quite educate them very well. Okay, but hey, look at me. I'm doing everything I can. I mean, to educate people. So it was kind of interesting to read this Wikipedia article about this guy. I guess he lives in Dallas, Texas, I think, and he traveled to El Paso, Texas, to kill Hispanic people. So that's what I read in Wikipedia. So that was his motive. Yeah, some kind of online posting, his what manifesto. Um, so yeah, he's definitely misguided. Okay, so uh, so what was interesting to me was that I'm sorry to say this. Yeah, I'm not making light of all those victims of this mass murder. I'm not making light of that. Okay, but uh, but we need to get behind that. Okay, so let's move on with our lives. Okay, so yeah. So I read about this guy, and what was interesting to me was that he obviously subscribed to white supremacism theories. So what was interesting to me is that this I knew about this before. Okay, white supremacists. There is something very common, something very similar between this humanological anti miscegenation, anti ultra interracialism, and some of the isms the white supremacists subscribe to, like some great replacement theory, or white genocide, conspiracy theory, that kind of stuff. So I briefly read about it, and there's a lot of commonality between anti-ultra interracialism in humanology and those theories in white supremacism. Okay, that was very interesting. Okay, so anti-ultra interracialism is this. It's about we don't want ethnic men like Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, those ethnic non-white men. We don't want them to marry beautiful young white women. Okay, that's the only thing we prohibit. Okay, because it's just too greedy, lustful. Okay, and so it is based on science. So this Wikipedia contributor, he's saying, "Oh, that's all pseudoscience," but it's not. Okay, just look at President Obama. His father is black, his mother is white. President Barack Obama, he's not white. People, everybody sees him as a black person. He's the very first black president. Okay, so and look at Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee. And they were both passed away. Okay, Bruce Lee married a white woman, beautiful young white woman. Okay, their child Brandon Lee, does he look white to you? I think he looks more like Asian to me. Okay, so white race is the most vulnerable race. Okay, it's because they're white. Okay, white is the most vulnerable color. It is based on science. Okay, so what anti-ultra interracialism advocate is not violence but protection and preservation of this white race because it's very vulnerable race. Okay, an ethnic man like me, I'm ethnic. I'm not white. I'm 100% Asian. We find white, young, beautiful young white women very, very irresistibly attractive. They're just very sexually desirable group of people. Young, beautiful, slender white women. Not just to Asians, not just to ethnic men. Yeah, white to white guys too. Yeah, white women are extremely, extremely beautiful and sexually desirable. White women, Caucasian white women, they are just very, very attractive people. Okay, sexually. That's why it's that's what anti-ultra interracialism in humanology warns the world about because they can go extinct. Okay, unless we object to this ultra interracialism. Okay, well, not through violence though, but through education. Okay, it's it's a fact that we ethnic men, including myself, we want to have sex with beautiful young white women. All of us, all of us. Every single ethnic man in the world, they fantasize about having sex with beautiful young white women, like blondes, redheads, or brunettes with very, very white skin and blue eyes. We ethnic men, we fantasize about having sex with them. We do. And look at Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Steve Mnuchin, yeah, these Hispanics, Jews, or Asians like Bruce Lee, or blacks like Tiger Woods, or Jamie Foxx, or Indians like, or blacks like Jimi Hendrix. Okay, yeah, they had sex with only with beautiful young white women. Okay, time after time after time, and also, who's that black guy? The music producer. Quincy. Quincy. Is it? I gotta look his name up. Quincy something. Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones. Yeah, all these very highly successful ethnic men, like even Michael Jackson. Okay, highly successful ethnic non-white men. Bruce Lee, Quincy Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Jamie Foxx, Ted Cruz, Michael Rubio, Steve Mnuchin, or Jared Kushner. All these ethnic men. Okay, or the Ravi Zacharias, the Indian guy. All these highly successful, rich, non-white ethnic men in America, they always go after the most beautiful young white girls, like blonde and golden hair, this red hair, blue eyes, green eyes, okay? Because they can get them. I'm ethnic man, okay? Uh, Even if I try to get those prize trophy wives, Caucasian white girls, I'm not Tiger Woods, but Tiger Woods or those highly successful ethnic men, they can get the most beautiful young white girls. So they get them. They have sex with them or they marry them. Okay? You have to understand this. We ethnic guys, oh, we want to have sex with white girls, of course. But unless you are very highly successful ethnic man, white girls beyond our reach. Okay, so that's why it doesn't happen. Okay, um, but highly successful ethnic men, they can get white girls because white girls, they're girls, so they don't care. All they care is money. Okay, so those rich ethnic men, yeah, they always marry the most beautiful young white women, always. Yeah, look at Ted. All the names I just mentioned, ethnic men, they are non-white men. That's just how it is. Okay, and they're very animalistic, greedy, lustful people, and we humanologists, at least I, object to that. We say that's the wrong thing to do. You're being selfish. Okay, that's what I'm saying. But don't kill them. You don't want to kill them. Why? Because murder is wrong. I mean, it's not going to solve any problem. That's why I'm saying these young people who shoot many people, they're misguided because they're not solving any problem. And rather, they are making it worse. Okay? Because now their ideology is tainted with blood and violence. And now more and more people will hate white supremacism and their theories. Okay? So yeah, violence it makes the shooter's belief system a lot weaker than before. Because people hate the shooter and all his beliefs. Okay? So the guy in Dallas, Texas, who came to kill people, Hispanics in El Paso, he's not a white guy. He's very brown, Middle Eastern descent, probably. Okay, so, or he could be even Hispanic himself. I don't know, but he doesn't look white to me at all. Okay, he's not a white man. He is not a white man. He's a brown guy. Okay, he is a non-white white supremacist. Okay, kind of. And the guy in Dayton, Ohio, he's not a right wing. He said he's leftist. He's more Democrat. The guy in Texas is more Republican kind of, but very misguided. Okay, so yeah. So I don't want to read too much detail about those ideologies in white supremacism because these Wikipedia contributors they talk about it in such a negative way, but I think they do have some good points there. All those white supremacism. I mean, violence is wrong. Period. That's out of question. Okay, but violence is wrong. But not all white supremacists believe in violence. Okay, because I've seen some documentaries about them. Um, so, anti-ultra interracialism is against those human greed and lust. Okay, and it advocates for the protection and preservation of the purity, yes, purity, integrity of this white race, and not just white race, other races too, but white races particularly in vulnerable position because they are just too beautiful. We ethnic men, we really highly desire beautiful young white women, okay, and that can really wipe out the white race. And it's true, it's logical, it's scientific, it's reality. Okay? But we do not advocate for any violence. Why? Because violence is wrong. It doesn't solve any problem. Okay? It only makes problem worse. Okay, so yeah, so just people need to understand this. Okay, it's just beautiful young white women. They are highly desired by ethnic men like me. Okay, and that alone puts white race in a very vulnerable position. And not only that, white race they're also just vulnerable themselves because they are white. They're white is the only colorless color. Okay, this is why some white people even look like pink because their skin is too colorless. It's like the blood and flesh is kind of pink. Okay. So co- because white is colorless color, it get overwritten very easily. Okay, you pee on the snow, it becomes yellow. You poo on the snow, it becomes brown. Okay, so it's a very vulnerable race. So there is this need for special protection of white race. Okay, this awareness. So anti-ultra internationalism is never violence. Okay, we object violence. Period. But we do advocate for education, awareness. Okay, that's it. Yeah, hey, human killing, that's not right. Yeah, we don't stand for that. We even object death penalty, okay, because death penalty doesn't really solve any problem. Okay, I mean you may feel good better about that because you are angry, right? That many people are angry about this mass shooting, so they may feel better after this person get death penalty. You may feel better about that, but it doesn't solve any problem. It does not make this kind of incident less likely in the future. No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah. Death penalty doesn't do anything to prevent crimes. It's just ineffective method because these people don't want to live in the first place. That's why they did commit because they're suicidal people. So you are helping them to die. So they get what they want: death, death penalty. Yeah, they have no problem with death penalty. That because they're suicidal, they don't want to live. Okay, that's why they kill so many people because they're suicidal. It's like suicide by cops or suicide by death penalty, suicide by mass shooting. Okay, that's what they wanted: death of themselves as well. So they are getting what they want. You are by giving them death penalty, you are giving them what they want, and they will only encourage other suicidal people to commit more violence. Okay, so that's why death penalty just doesn't work. It actually makes situation worse. Okay, because you are all rewarding these mass shooters with what they want: death, painless death. Oh, okay, so death penalty is nowadays very painless, right? So yeah, you are rewarding the criminals by giving them what they want: death, because they are suicidal. Okay, so that's why death penalty doesn't work. Okay, so these people they don't know what they're doing. Okay, politicians, prosecutors, they don't know what they're doing because they don't know anything about human mentality. Okay, psychologists they don't know anything of either. Okay, we are the only one who knows. Okay, because we are special. Okay, so I sounds like a joke, but it's the truth. Okay. Let's continue with this economics. Okay, I'm not drinking any vodka because my esophagus is it needs some recovery. We'll continue with the economics. Okay, please. To keep our minds sharp. All right. Is it time to take a break? It is. We'll take 5 minutes break. Okay. Uh, yeah, that plum was so good. Good fruits. I ate those fruit in front of you to educate you. Eat fruits, okay? They're good. Well, I forgot to mention Steven Spielberg. Okay, yeah, he's also ultra internationalist. Steven Spielberg. Okay, so I told you, man, like all this highly successful ethnic man, non-white man. Ah, yeah, hey, they get away with white girls because to them it's like prize trophy wife, right? And not they don't just marry one or have sex with one beautiful young white girl. They have sex with one after the other, and oh man, and also their ethnic children, their ethnic sons, they also live just like their fathers, ethnic fathers. They go after only the most beautiful young white women. So it's very inheritable kind of uh, toxic ideology. It is very satanic. It's very evil, very diabolic. It's so destructive. Okay, so again, I'm not saying those mixed race kids are ugly. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're not white. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I've seen some Jews who look really white. I've seen some Jews who look really even blonde. So I was like, oh well, maybe they mixed with enough white people and they kind of whiten their skin or whatever. Yeah, white race can be somewhat resilient in that sense because some people who call themselves Jews, yeah, they're like totally white. I've seen them. Okay, so even some of them even blonde. Okay, I've seen them. Okay, but so yeah, white race can resile. Okay, if they mix with enough other white people, I guess. But still, greed is bad. Okay, that's what we are against: lust, greed, selfishness, because that's too animalistic. Okay, it's not divine or metaphysical. It's too low down. It's like physical, animalistic, and that's why we object. It's lust, greed, sex hungry. Yeah, look at this Jamie Foxx, this Tiger Woods, this Quincy Jones, Steven Spielberg, and yeah, all this Tiger Woods, also Jimi Hendrix. Okay, yeah, many of them, I'm sure you're a huge fan of. Not mine. I'm not their fan. They disgust me. Okay, because they're so lustful. Okay, sex hungry horn dogs. I say horn dogs. That's what they are to me. So I reject all of them. Okay, I don't even like their music. Not anymore. Not after I learned about their ultra internationalism. Okay, so then I just reject them. Every single thing they ever did in their life. Okay, just like I reject everything done by gay people, gay men. Okay, don't be violent. This is important distinction. Okay, humanology is one of its doctrines is anti-gayism. Okay, but we do not advocate for violence ever. Why? Because it's wrong. All right, but we do object verbally, ideologically. Okay, because gayism is wrong. All right, it's something very very destructive. Okay, but we should never be violent toward people. You should never advocate for violence because violenceism is also satanic ideology. Okay, criminalism. It doesn't heal; it kills. Right? It makes the situation a lot worse. Okay, so we just have to be nice about it. Okay. Let's move on, okay? Let's move on with economics. So no violence, okay? Don't be violent. Don't commit any crimes. Just know what's wrong and what's right, okay? And just also know that violence is always wrong, okay? So yeah. talked enough about that, so let's talk about economics. Okay, so um, okay, now we need to talk about supply. Okay, so uh, boy. So it can be seen as this. Well, before we go there, by the way, do you hate me now? Well, I'm sorry. You don't have to hate me. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Because, hey, there's nothing wrong with disagreement. I'll be worried if you don't disagree with me. Okay. Why? Because I need you to have your own spirit, some degree of independence. Okay. Uh, if there is some mainstream ideology, okay, mainstream ideology, I want you to resist it. Okay. Pro-gayism, very mainstream. Ultra-interracialism, very mainstream. Okay, I look at all these people: Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Steven Spielberg, ultra-interracial, ethnic men marrying beautiful young white girls, like even blondes, right? Yeah, both the wives of Senator Ted Cruz and Senator Marco Rubio, they are both Hispanic. Both of their wives are beautiful young blonde girl. Once, I mean, when they were young, okay, the most beautiful young blonde girl. They're trophy wives, right? Or highly successful ethnic men. Yeah, they always get those kind of the most beautiful model type young white woman as their wives or their girlfriends. Like look at Steven Spielberg, Steve Mnuchin, yeah, Marco Rubio or Jared Kushner. Okay, the son-in-law of President fucking Trump. Okay, what an idiot those families. Steve Mnuchin, yeah, they all married the most beautiful young blonde girl. Okay, yeah, Tiger Woods, right? So it's the reality. Okay, it's a very highly evil thing that they do, but it's mainstream. Nobody criticized them for marrying beautiful young white girl. Nobody, except me. Okay, I'm the only one who criticized those people for their lust. This Ravi Zacharias and his sons, they all made the most beautiful young white girls. Okay, who's Ravi Zacharias? He's a pastor. I'm not sure he is officially a pastor, but he's tele-evangelist. He appears. He has this empire going on, man. He's very highly popular. He's an Indian guy. Somehow he changed his name to sound like a prophet. Zacharias is a Jewish prophet in Book of Old Testament. This Book of Zacharias. Yeah, so he named after him. He changed his last name, his family name, to sound more like a Jewish prophet. Oh, shame on him. Okay, what kind of person changes his last name? That's a shame. It's such a shame. I'm sure he had very beautiful Indian name, Indian last name, family name, but he abandoned it. He turned his back on his ancestry. India is a wonderful country. I love India. Their music, their musical instrument like zither and their percussion. India, philosophy, Buddhism, Sikhism, Hinduism, whatever. Okay, and their mythology, Indian mythology is fantastic too. But obviously, he's ashamed of his Indian ancestors. Well, shame on him. Okay, and he and his sons they married the most beautiful young white girls. Okay, so that's just ugly, ugly. It really disgusts the hell out of me. It's so disgusting. All these people, Steven Spielberg, Tiger Woods, the It's horrible, okay? It's so horrible. But no violence, okay? No violence. Just know that what they're doing is wrong. It's mainstream. Nobody criticizes them. Nobody for marrying beautiful young white girl. Nobody. Except me, okay? But because I'm David, all right? The only difference between me and David, Jewish guy, King David, is that he killed Goliath, right? I don't. I just criticize. Okay, that's all. Okay. Uh, it can be so. In this is important point. In Bible, Old Testament, and also in Quran, God tell people to kill their enemies. That's what David did. He killed Goliath, right? But we have to interpret this in a metaphysical fashion. Okay, so metaphysical killing is criticizing verbally, not physically. Okay, so that's the metaphysical killing. Okay, so you have to interpret Quran and Old Testament like God's command to kill enemies. You have to interpret in a metaphysical fashion. Okay, don't physically kill them, but you can criticize them. Okay, so that's how we humanology interprets those Old Testament in Bible and also Quran. Okay, we never physically kill anybody, but we metaphysically attack them. Constructive criticism. Okay, that's what we do. That's how we interpret Old Testament and Quran. Just God's command to kill enemies. Okay, we metaphysically interpret that. Okay, so that's what Muslims should learn from us. Okay, metaphysical killing, not physical killing. Okay, so metaphysical interpretation. Okay, so it's like mapping, mathematical mapping. Okay, we map those physical things into metaphysical area. Physical universe, metaphysical universe, we map it. One-to-one correspondence kind of. Okay? Because we want to be more metaphysical than physical. Okay? So okay. Okay, so let's find the relationship between price and demand. Yeah, roughly speaking, price go down, then demand go up, right? Transactional demand. Okay. It's like this. Okay, basically it's like a minus delta p is equal to uh, it's too light, right? Minus delta p is equal to delta d demand, transactional demand, and delta supply, transactional supply. Okay, kinda. Okay, so but again, this is not complete yet because um, so it's like this. When price goes down, more people can buy it. Okay, given the same curve, right? And also, as your pasta gets very popular, you can do two ways, right? You can increase the price, or you can increase the supply level and keep the price the same, or you can keep the price supply level the same but increase the price. Okay, to make more profit, right? Um, so let's say you are here, you just increase the price only. You didn't increase the supply level. Okay, but if you increase the production level also, then it will be oversupply situation. Okay? Because at this price, okay, in this scenario it's like this. You increase the price from $10 to $12 of your pasta, okay? Because you used to be in this green curve, but now you're in blue curve because your pasta business is like flying. It's very getting very very popular. So you decide to increase the price from $10 to $12. So now only 10 people can purchase your pasta, just like before. Okay? Even though your pasta is very popular because it's expensive, you still don't get more than 10 people. But you still get 10 people, not less, not more. Okay? But hypothetically, what happens when you make more pasta, each of which costs $12? Then you are here. There's oversupply. Now you are making, let's say this is 12 too, okay? You made 12 pasta, but only 10 is being sold, so the two pasta dish, what are you gonna do with that? Give it to your dogs? Dump it? Give it to homeless people? What are you gonna do? It becomes economic waste, right? Because oversupply. Okay, so you have two options. Either decrease your supply level back to 10 pasta per day. Okay, because this extra two pasta is not selling because it's too expensive, $12 per piece. Or if you do want to sell 12 pasta, you should decrease the price. Then yeah, there will be 12 people and you sell all your pasta because now it's $10 per piece. Okay. So that's the relationship between demand and supply. If you are in the same transactional demand curve, then and if you increase the supply, then price should go down because it's oversupply situation. If you want to sell all your pasta, okay, it's like, or you can think of it this way too. Let's say it's not you who's producing two more pasta, but maybe it's your competitor, or it could be your franchise. So it's like a dilution. If you want to sell all your pasta, you have to decrease the price because now this profit is diluted. It's like well spread over your multiple franchise or through your competitor. You're kind of losing market share, kind of that kind of stuff. So price can be thought as some kind of density. So if there are more supplies, then and if you don't want to throw away all the leftover pasta, you may have to have some sale, like fire sale, whatever, like to get rid of your pasta. You don't want to dump it into the dumpster, right? Because pasta will go bad. So you make it cheap. Okay, I mean that's if you go to Walmart, sometimes they have this sale discount of this milk or strawberries or some vegetables because it's like a couple of days before its expiration day, right? So what do they do in Walmart? They lower the price so that they just sell before it goes bad, before it goes beyond expiration date, the shelf life. Okay, because it's better than just putting it in the dumpster. That's economic waste, right? But if you sell it cheap, then yeah, people like me will buy it. Okay. So yeah, in this oversupply situation where there's this price, right? And but it's there are more supply than demand, and then either you reduce next time for the next time you reduce the supply level, or for now before this pasta go bad, you decrease the price. You give it some discount and you have sale, and so that you get rid of this pasta to some you so that some you sell you at least make some money off of this pasta before it go bad. Because if you put in the dumpster and feed your cat, that's an economic waste. You are losing all $8. But even if you sell this pasta at $7, yeah, you are losing only $1 because $8 is the production cost. Okay, you you recover some of your investment if you sell this pasta at $7. You lose $1, but that's all you lose. But if you throw away this pasta, then you lose all $8. Okay, so now we need to come up with some nice equation that capture all those concepts. Okay, so that's what we need to do. And last time we did derive some kind of formula, but I don't think that was a complete formula. Okay, so we have two equalities here, and uh, yeah, yeah. And is this good enough? I don't know. Not quite, because demand and supply they can be different, just like we saw. Okay, given this curve, um, there could be situation where there's oversupply or undersupply. Undersupply situation when demand is more than supply, then the price will go up, or it can go up. It doesn't have to. Okay. Let's say I make this pasta, run this pasta business, and it becomes hugely popular, but I refuse to increase supply. Then demand will exceed supply because so many people want my pasta, but I'm not increasing any production level. Only 10 pasta per day. Then price will go up. But no, it doesn't have to be. Why? Because I refuse to raise the price too. I refuse to raise the price, and I refuse to make more pasta. What happens? Uh, then people will wait in lines. So that way, the temporal price is going up, not dollar price, but their time. They will have to pay more of their time to get my pasta. So they are paying not with dollars, more dollars, but with more time, more of their time. And that's an economic waste. Okay? So we want to avoid all kinds of waste. Waste of time, waste of money, waste of food. We want to minimize that. Okay? So it's like it becomes more like an auction. Okay? When there are more demand than supply, yeah, I can raise the price and still sell all 10 pasta per day that I make per day. Okay? Because people are kind of bidding. They may ask me, hey, yeah, I'm willing to buy your pasta for $12 instead of $10. And other people will say, nah, I'm not gonna pay $12 for your pasta. So it becomes like auction. They're outbidding each other. Okay, so seller's market, right? When demand exceeds supply, right? Okay. All right, we'll take a break and we try to find some nice handy-dandy equation or inequality, whatever. Okay, uh, for demand and supply because they are not always the same. Okay, so now we are adding some sophistication to this transactional demand theory. Okay, so right, we're doing step by step. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go. Take five. Okay. We'll talk just a little bit more about just a little bit more about ultra imperialism. Okay, I know it's very difficult topic to talk about, and that's why we do it. Okay, because nobody else can do it like we do. Okay, yeah. Not you because you don't want to be associated with a person like me, right? So I'm kind of alone in this battle, and that's fine. Okay, so And David was alone when he was fighting Goliath. Uh, so it's about reproduction, okay? So because I do date mature white ladies, okay? Yeah. Why? Because they're not gonna have any children, okay? But that is allowed in this anti-ultra interracialism rule, okay? Because they're not gonna have kids anyway, okay? Flip side of that is this: Clint Eastwood, he married beautiful young white girl, okay, as an old man. I hope they have kids. Otherwise, they should divorce. Yeah, Clint Eastwood is white guy, but beautiful young white woman, they should marry white man and have white kids, okay, because they have very white beauty gene. We want that to be preserved, okay. Not just white women. Women of all races, if they are very beautiful, they should marry and have kids because they have this beauty gene, no matter what race they may be. Okay, they should marry a man of their own race and have kids. That's the most important job of theirs. Okay, so Ivanka Trump, this dumb blonde, right? She married this Jewish guy, but that was very wrong of her. Okay, yeah, Jared Kushner. Okay, uh, disgusting, right? Because she's dumb blonde. Tiffany Trump too. She's dating this even darker Jewish guy, right? Just Trump girls, they're so stupid, just like their father. Okay, I despise their family. This forced family, yeah, it's stupid, right? So Trump is not racist. President Trump, I don't think he's a racist. I don't think so. I mean, he let his two daughters marry and date these ethnic guys, Jewish guys, okay, and they are Middle Eastern. Jews are Middle Eastern. They are not white, okay. They're Middle Eastern, all right. So same race as Arabs, okay. They are not ugly people. No, I'm saying they are non-white, okay. So they should be marrying white, beautiful young white girls. How about um, like what Prince, British, this redhead, carrot head Prince? What's his name? I don't even know his name. I don't think his name is worthwhile to remember actually. So Prince whatever. Okay, he married what, Markle, this Hollywood actress who is kind of like half white, half black, something. Uh, I mean, ultra interracialism. It's not recommended that white guys marry non-white women. We kind of frown upon that, but we are not too worried about those white men marrying non-white women because it doesn't happen very often. Okay, so that kind of interracialism, like white man marrying non-white girl, it doesn't happen very often. Okay, so we are not worried about that. Okay, uh, there's this mosquito. I'm not sure if it's a mosquito or fruit fly, but I saw some flying insect. I get it later. Yeah, that prince is stupid idiot. Okay, because he's so liberal. Like he think as a white guy marrying a white woman is a racism. I think that's why he married this ethnic girl. That's so stupid. Shame on him. So stupid. All these celebrities, they people worship. Oh, the Prince of Wales or some stupid. So stupid, dude. Uh, just dumb people, okay? Boy. Okay. So what if I become very famous and rich? Will I marry beautiful young white girls? Absolutely not. No. Okay? Because it's wrong. But most likely I will never be famous or rich. Okay? Yeah. But do I want to be rich? Well, I don't need that much money, okay? Most likely I probably live by myself until I die. Uh, I'd rather die of old age, okay? So, um, yeah. And I don't need that much money, really, because do I want a house bigger than this? Well, I can use some storage because, but at the same time, if my house is very big, then it will take more time for me to vacuum the floor. I may have to hire somebody to vacuum the floor, so that's fine. Do I want to be rich? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. It's not like I'm against money. Actually, I think it makes sense that I make more money, like after one decade, one decade, one decade. Probably it makes sense that way because it's like career progression, right? So I don't think it's a bad thing that you make more money as you get older. Perhaps you need more money as you get older. Okay. Yeah, then probably I have to move to a bigger house, and because I have a lot of clothings. Okay, so now I store them in the floor of my wardrobe room, um, like winter clothing, for example. Uh, I gotta put on my jacket real quick. Yeah, it's getting chilly. Yeah, it'd be nice if I become famous, perhaps rich. Yeah, I'm okay with that. During my lifetime, sure, it'd be nice, but it's not too necessary. Okay, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing this, so I have many good hobbies. Okay, so we have three variables: price, demand, and supply. And as we saw, there could be some temporary situation where oversupply, undersupply, that kind of situation. Okay, and we are on the design phase, design stage. We try to design It's called modeling, mathematical modeling. We are model of phenomena. It's like, what is it? It's translation of two different languages. This phenomenon in natural, we can describe the phenomena in English, right? Or we can describe it in mathematical language. Okay, there's this concept, this interaction between demand, supply, and price. There are certain rules. We just saw that. Okay, either you go this way or that way or halfway in the middle, or if you go up, you fall down or you move to the left. That kind of rule. There's this rule. Okay, this relationship. We want to express it in terms of mathematical language. We want to come up with an equation or inequality. Most likely equation, because inequality is too broad. Okay, but equality is more definite. Okay, like A is larger than B. A can be any number larger than B, so that's indefinite, right? But, or we can say we did this with a couple of days ago, right? We can convert an inequality to equation. Okay, so if A is larger than B, right? This is equivalent to uh, A is equal to B plus K, where K is larger than 0. Okay? This whole thing, one equation, three variables, and one inequality. Okay? It's same as A is more than B. Okay? We don't have to call it a theorem or anything. Maybe we can call it a lemma. We call it inequality equivalence lemma. Okay, equivalence lemma. We call it like that. And we are not going to formally prove it because it's too obvious. Okay, what is a lemma? Small theorem. Okay. I wonder if I can drink vodka. Let me see how my esophagus is going to take. Because this puffball mushroom vodka, it's fantastic because puffball is delicious. It's amazingly delicious. Very fungal. It has this strong mushroomy taste. Puffball. Smells good too. It's small, right? But it's amazing. Oh, so good. Amazing. I wrote this down, okay, so we don't really need this part. But do we need a brand new whiteboard? Maybe. But not yet. Let's just think about this for a second. So, when we convert from inequality to equality, you're introducing one more variable to compensate for that. And this new variable has a new range. It's more than 0. So it's more definite. It at least looks more definite and more manipulable, more easier to deal with. Okay, so but they are equivalent. All right, so something we know this. Now, so along this transactional demand curve, where straight line for now, okay, that's where demand is equal to supply, okay, but a dot above that is where supply exceeds demand. If the dot is below the line, that's where supply is less than demand. So yeah, we do need to think about inequality. Okay, so let's be diligent and bring up a brand new whiteboard and let's redraw this. Okay. We are running out of space. Alright. Let's put this where we can see. And I can see. This nice handsome whiteboard. Suit and tie kind of. Black and white. Handsome whiteboard. I don't need my glasses. I take off my glasses as much as possible because it's more nice and relaxing that way. To me, wearing a glasses when I erase this, that's such a waste of my energy because if I can see things in detail with my glasses on, I consume more energy as opposed to just things blurry like this. Okay, so yeah, I don't waste energy. Okay, so it is hot. I may have to keep the window open over there. Yeah, I do have hot flashes, I guess. Cold flash, hot flash, whatever. My body temperature, they wildly fluctuate. I mean, whatever. I need some black pen. Okay. So, as usual, okay. We have transactional demand curve. Right? It's straight line, okay, I'm sorry. Um, just think of one curve, okay? So, and by the middle point theorem, profit is maximized when it's one half of this maximum price, where only one person will buy. Okay, so and this is the revenue, right? So we have that number, quantity, okay, and dollar, price, okay. We are not going to think about profit margin very much, not now, okay. We think about those things later. Now we just want to think about oversupply, undersupply situation, okay. So if you are here above the line, that means what? That's your demand and supply, right? But above this line, that's where supply is more than demand. And below that is where undersupply. I'm sorry. Okay. There's more demand than supply, okay, so probably it makes sense to think of this oversupply or undersupply situation. We can think of it this way, okay? Imagine there are two more lines that look like this, but parallel shifting, okay? This what I mean by that is you have a line that is that looks like this, okay, and another line that looks like this, where those two new dots pass through, okay? So this darker green dot is below the blue line. This lighter green dot is above the blue line. But this lighter green dot above the blue line, it has its own line, lighter green dot, and this darker green dot below the blue line, it has its own line, darker darker green line. Okay, so excuse me. Yeah, you can see this, right? Kind of. Good. It, somehow it's getting really hot, so I'm gonna open more windows in the living room. I don't know what it is. Somehow, maybe it's because I'm drinking. When the heaters are off, but somehow it's hot. It's my body's generating a lot of hot heat. Oh, have you ever had morel? I have. Morel mushroom. Look like fishnet, you know. Oh, it's delicious, right? Morel. Um, it's very has this nutty taste. This puffball mushroom, it also has similar taste. Very nutty. Hmm. And if you chew on it, this puffball, young puffball, fantastic texture. Oh, texture is amazing. It's really good, delectable. Oh, so um, so this is the maximum demand capacity, right? So it's basically all the people who want your pasta. Okay, let's say one person one pasta. Okay, a person only eat one pasta per day. Your customers. Okay, and we only think about one day. Okay, for simplicity. Okay, so for some promotional event, you actually pay these people to eat your pasta. Okay, you give them $1 whenever they eat one pasta of yours. It's a promotional event, so that's why it has negative price. Okay, but there are some people, maybe they hate you, or there are some people who is just against Italy, maybe, or no matter how much money you are willing to give them, they won't eat your pasta. Period. Okay, for some other reason, religious reason, or maybe they are allergic to pasta, or maybe have some religious reservation against pasta, or maybe they just don't like you. Okay, so these people you cannot bribe, you cannot purchase these people. bribe these people so that they eat your pasta. Okay. Well, if that's the case, uh, but even so, if your pasta become more popular, then probably more people will be convinced to eat your pasta. Even religious people, even people who used to hate you, maybe they will think twice and think again, and they change their minds. So they may say, well, maybe I don't hate you very much. Or maybe it's okay to eat this pasta. Maybe I don't hate Italy. Maybe I don't hate. Maybe I change my religion a little bit. Okay, and so yeah, if you pay me $100, then yeah, I'm willing to eat your pasta. Maybe they change their mind after your pasta become hugely mainstream. Okay, majoritarian kind of. Give me 1 second. I got something between my teeth, so I gotta do some. To speaking, okay. Give me 1 second, okay. I'm not gonna do it in front of you. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I just use this dental floss with handle. I think it's American invention, great American invention, and Americans are so inventive. Also, wet wipes, flushable wet wipes, probably American invention too. Americans are so inventive. Okay, so it is very understandable. So many people want to come to America because America is very inventive people. It's great invention. Mostly comes from America. Okay, like television, computers, internet. Okay, like airplane, cars, electricity, light bulb. It's all American invention. Like cameras, all American invention. Okay, video games, you name it. It's all American invention. Mostly. Okay, mostly. So no wonder so many people want to come to America. Okay, it's a great country, really. Okay, yeah, we have mass shooting once in a while, but we can fix that. It's a fixable problem. All right. If I'm the president, yeah, I can fix it like that. Okay, so I can fix it like that when I'm the president. Okay. Why? Because I'm a humanologist. I know things about people. That's what we do as humanologists. We are problem solvers. Okay, so it will be a real piece of cake for me. Okay, to get rid of all the crimes, and it will be just a piece of cake. All right. What is difficult? Me becoming the president. Okay, that's the battle. That's what's difficult. Once I'm the president, the rest will be so easy. We get rid of crimes, but I have to be the president, and that's the difficult part. Okay, but once when I'm the president, getting rid of crime is like that. Okay, so all right, we'll take a break. Okay, so and we'll get to the bottom of this. Okay. Oh, this beer is good. So good. Uh, After the previous recording, I had some karaoke session at home. Is it like Japanese invention? I guess karaoke, and also ramen noodle, udon. Yeah, Japanese people, they are inventive too. Um, yeah, yeah, Japanese culture. Yeah, fantastic culture. Yeah, like manga, animation, Japanese anime. Yeah, they are fantastic. Yeah, I don't hate Japan. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it just bums me when this loser people, they say like something like arigato or yoshimoshi when they see me for the very first time. I don't know them, and to me that's very racist insult. Okay, because not every Asian man is Japanese man. They just they do it on purpose to hurt my feelings. These fucking losers, man. But I don't say anything when they do that to me. Okay, but that's it doesn't get worse insult than that. Okay, because I'm a Korean American. Okay, and Korea and Japan, we have some bad blood. Okay, some feud because Japan colonized Korea. Okay, and they nowadays they are kind of getting better because they have this scholarship fund for the descendants of this Korean sex slaves that Japanese people came and kidnapped Korean women and they used them as sex slave for Japanese soldiers during the World War II. Okay, yeah, they are now kind of repenting a little bit, but still there are a lot of Japanese people who want to hide that bad history, what their ancestors did. That's not okay, right? So it's a huge insult to me. These people equating me with Japanese, because I'm not Japanese. I'm Korean American. Okay, so I'm Korean by blood and American by citizenship. Okay, so and they do that on purpose to hurt my feelings. They fucking losers. Okay, so it really pisses me off when they do that. But I tolerate them. Okay, I don't say anything. But some people are so mean. I'm mean too. I'm sure. Yeah. Perhaps I'm meaner than they are. But just like Jesus said, you will sin, you're sinners, so forgive. I think Jesus is right. Yeah, just for fairness sake, Jesus said, forgive people who sin against you, who offend you. Then your own sin will be forgiven by God, by people. Okay, so I think it's fair that way. Jesus, yeah, I do think he's the savior. I'm not. I'm not a savior. Well, can I save the world if I'm the president? Yes. But it won't be just me. It will be all of you. We'll save the world together. I will just lead that effort. I will exercise my leadership, and we'll save the world all together. Okay, so, but I'm not Jesus. You have to be the Jesuses. Okay, so I will just teach you about Jesus. Okay, so what establishment of state religion? Well, it's better than pro-gayism being a state religion. I wrote a newspaper article about that. LGBTism, that's state religion we have now. Okay, pro-LGBTism, pro-gayism, that's the official American religion now. Because if you don't believe that, if you don't believe in gay marriage, oh, then you are not American. That's illegal belief. You have to believe that gay marriage is a good thing. I'm not trying to make Christianity into a state religion, but I will talk about Jesus when I'm the president, because that's the only way for humanity to be saved. His teaching, okay, as a moral lesson, as a philosophy, as an ethics, we have to talk about what Jesus said, and that's because that's the only way. Okay, I will not try to make everybody a Christian. No, I love Buddhism, Islam, okay, so blah blah blah. Taoism, Confucianism, but we need to talk about all those good religions, all those good teachings, not just Christianity. Okay, let's be fair and equal. We'll talk about all religions then. Okay, so just to be fair, all right? Inshallah, God willing, it will happen. Okay, so I will be the president if that's what God wants. Inshallah, if God wills. Okay. Inshallah. I know some Arabic, so if wills God. Inshallah. I know some Arabic, okay? It's a beautiful language. Yeah. Okay. Economics. Mathematics. By the way, economics doesn't have to be always mathematical, okay? So there's some Austrian school, Austria in Europe, Austrian school of economics, they don't use mathematics at all, okay? So we are doing mathematical economics, okay? Why? Because we like mathematics, okay? But yeah, I love that school, Austrian School of Economics. I don't know too much about them, okay, but I like the fact that they are non-mathematical. Because we don't always want to do mathematics. Sometimes we don't want to do mathematics, right? So, okay. I'm wondering how we can label this y intersection. X intersection, we know what it is. It's a maximum price. We call it u, upper limit, right? But y intersection, I mean, that's the quantity is one person, one pasta, okay? It's number of people who is willing to come to your restaurant and get a free pasta because price is zero, okay? When price is zero, the profit margin is negative. The profit margin is cost minus cost. Okay, so because you are giving out for free this pasta that costs you $8 to make. So every pasta you are handing out for free, you are losing $8. That's negative profit. Okay, $8 is the cost. So minus $8 is your profit, marginal profit. Okay. Yeah, profit per pasta. That's what marginal means. It's per one item. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, in economics, it's a good concept. Okay, so, probably it's good naming too. Okay, it's like margin, like delta, per. Yeah, we all adopt that. Okay. Yeah. So Professor Marshall, he, he got some goods in there. Okay, it's just that his theory is flawed, but there are some goods and bads in there. Let's be fair, okay? Let's give him the due credits. It's good that what he tried, at least he tried, okay? But it took us humanologists to fix his errors. Because all the other economists, they're just followers, okay? They're not innovators, okay? They just learn and teach, uh, as opposed to making it, improving it better, making it better, improving it. They're just whatever. My dad, he's economist too, but he is cool. Okay, all the economics professors that I met, yeah, they're cool. Okay, but as next generation economists, we want to do better than our previous generation. Okay, that's a good thing. It's an improvement. Okay, so yeah, but they're cool. Okay, they're cool. All right. Uh, we gotta label it somehow. It's not maximum demand. It's not demand capacity. That's this. When line evens out. So what's the difference between these people and these people? It's this. Okay. These people, you are basically giving them some gas money in this promotional event. Okay. These people, you are not giving any money. You just give free pasta. But these people, you are bribing them. Okay. You give out pasta and also you give $1 to them. Yeah, hey, you came here. It costs money, gas money. So here is your gas money, $1. Now get out of here. These people, they actually come to your restaurant with their own gas money because they get free pasta. Okay, so this pasta is $8 worth because that's the cost of making this one pasta dish. So these people, let's say it costs about $1 to drive to your restaurant from their house. on average. Okay, so by coming to your restaurant, driving there, they are losing $1 gas money, but they are getting $8 worth of this pasta. The cost of pasta, right? $8. So they are making $7. Okay, or $6, depending on where they live. Okay, so but let's assume the two-way trip back and forth from to and from their house and your restaurant. Let's say cost like 50 cents one way. So two-way, $1, right? And yeah, so what? This pasta is worth $8. So they are earning $7 by coming to your restaurant and taking this pasta. Okay. We just call them F, free riders. Yeah, in economics, yeah, this free rider issue. Economics is fantastic. Okay, yeah, it's not complete, but they got some good theory, good concepts like opportunity cost, which is one of my favorite economics concepts. Or free rider problem, and you have some externality, and yeah, I'm familiar with all those famous issues. You have the what game theory, like this prisoner's dilemma, or you have this what was that yeah, justification of trade. Okay, I forgot the economist name, and it's kind of cool name, this economist. Let me try to look it up. Okay, I forgot what it's called. This theory. Okay, and the economist name. I'm trying to look it up. Okay. Oh yeah, theory of absolute advantage. There we go. Because the terms I looked up is economics trade theory. So absolute advantage. What was his name? It's not Adam Smith. No, it's he has a very cool name. Um, let's go to Wikipedia. I'm sure it mentions his name. Okay, Adam Smith first described it, but there's this another guy. Comparative advantage. There we go. Comparative advantage theory. What was his name? Ricardo. David Ricardo. Yeah. Comparative advantage theory, right? So, yeah, it's beautiful theory. Okay, so this Professor Alfred Marshall, he's not the only cool guy in economics. Okay, yeah, David Ricardo, his theory of comparative advantage to justify international trade. It is beautiful. It's like trade is exchange between two countries that everybody wins. Trade, okay? You wanna see it? I show you. let's take a break from this, okay? We call it F, okay? Free rider, all right? F1, F0, F1, F2, okay? So free rider point, okay? Because we gotta give it some name, right? F1, F0, F2, okay? So free riders, they love free stuff, okay? So we have, because we have to give it some name, okay? So it's number of people who want this pasta for free, okay? This point is just demand, maximum demand capacity, or the capacity means maximum, so yeah, just demand capacity, okay? So okay, David Ricardo, okay, so comparative advantage analysis, comparative advantage theory. It's really beautiful theory, okay? Let's say you have two islands, okay? One sells orange and the other sells apple, okay? Island A and island B, okay? And orange and apple. So we shouldn't call it X. We should call it X and Y. Island X and island Y. Okay, because A, no, we cannot do that. X is an orange country. Its climate, its soil, is so orange is native plant. So to produce one orange, it cost island X $1, okay, but it's very inclement, hostile to apple. So because the climate, the soil, to produce one apple, it cost them $10. Island Y is like apple island. So to produce one apple, it costs $2. But to produce orange, oh, it cost them $20. Okay? So the island X has two people. Island X has one person. Island Y has one person. Okay, they are both farmers. This person, let's say they have two people. Whatever. So, uh, let's say people in, no matter how many people there are, people in Island X per day, they need one orange and one apple in order to survive. Okay, so if they produce one apple and one orange per day, it will cost them $11. 10 plus 11, right? And if in island Y, if they also need one apple and one orange per day, it will cost them $22, right? 20 plus 2. But what if Island X, they specialize in making, farming oranges only, because apple is just too expensive. And Island Y, they produce only apples because that's what they are good at. So, because and then they agree to trade. X says, let's say it's only one person, okay? One person X, one person Y, okay? They agree, make a contract. X says, I'm going to make 2 oranges per day, produce 2 oranges per day. And Y, you produce 2 apples per day, okay? And we'll trade apple and orange, okay? So, if they don't trade, X makes 1 orange, 1 apple, Y makes 1 orange, 1 apple. But the total cost of that will be, in island X and Y together, $33. But if X produce 2 oranges, it will cost $2, 1 times 2. If Y produce two apples, $4, right? You add them up, $6. Okay, so that's the magic of comparative advantage by David Ricardo. Very smart guy. Okay, it's a lot cheaper to specialize. Okay, that's why outsourcing is a good thing. Okay, in Latin America, South America, there are a lot of dirt cheap labor. Okay, they don't mind doing manufacturing, making shoes, making t-shirts. They don't mind that. Okay, because they are developing countries. America used to be a developing country too back in the days, but now America is a developed country. Americans don't want to manufacture things because it's too laborious, it's too boring. Okay, America has evolved to be more metaphysical. Americans cannot have job satisfaction with all these manufacturing things. No, Americans they they cannot be satisfied with those third world country kind of job. Okay, so because we are just too highly evolved to educate to be, we are too educated to do those manual jobs. Okay, we cannot be satisfied with that. Okay, those jobs belong to third world country, developing countries, like in South America. Okay, that's where it belong. Okay, so manufacturing job we need to outsource them. Okay, that's where President Trump erred. He brought back all the manufacturing jobs. So that's why Latin America they don't have any jobs. So these gangsters, crimes, so they wars. That's why they are coming to America. They are running away from these gangsters and crimes. So it's President Trump's fault. This illegal immigration crisis, because he pulled back all the manufacturing jobs out of Latin America, brought them back to America. So those immigrants, Latinos, they are following Latinos and Latinas. They are following those jobs to America. Okay, it's President Trump's fault. Okay, that is President Trump's wrong. His mistake. Okay, he did no because he's ignorant. He doesn't understand economics. Yeah, he went to Wharton, the so-called the best MBA program in the world, right? University of Pennsylvania. So what? He doesn't understand economics. Yeah, he's a so-called real estate business mogul, Manhattan. So what? He doesn't understand the basics of economics. Okay? That's what happens when you elect a wrong president. Okay, I mean I voted for him too, so eh, less of two evils, right? You have Madam Secretary Hillary Clinton, ex First Lady Hillary Clinton, and you have Donald J. Trump. Come on, less of two evils, right? But come 2020 November, you have a chance to vote for me. Okay, just write down my name. Okay, cross out those stupid people's names. Then I'll be your president. Okay. If I get enough votes, okay. But most likely my name won't be there. Okay, so you just need to write down my name. All right, so. Yeah, it's kind of write-in candidate kind of, but there's some election rule for that. But I'm not gonna do it, okay? Because I need to get a lot of signatures. No, I'm not doing it, okay? But if everybody in the United States write down my name, then yeah, I will be your president, okay? So they cannot ignore that. Yeah, so it's economically efficient to specialize. Yeah, it's that simple. Okay, so that's David Ricardo's comparative what advantage. Yeah, it's that. Okay, so yeah, trade. Okay, it's more efficient. specialization. All right, so let's take a break and get back to this. Okay, so there are other economic theories that's very very cool. Okay, so this is just one of them. Okay, there's something like prisoner's dilemma. I think that's kind of foundational concept in game theory. Prisoner's dilemma. It's also like two by two table kind of. Okay, so uh, maybe we'll do that after a break. Okay, um, it's kind of interesting. Okay, so okay, let's take a break. Okay, let's do prisoner's dilemma, shall we? This is kind of interesting. Okay. I think that's foundational concept of this so-called game theory, like what John Paul Neumann is kind of like polymath, like he is a mathematician, computer scientist, and economist. One of those people who are good at many different things. Anyway, prisoner's dilemma. Okay, game theory kind of. I don't know too much about game theory. Okay, by the way. Oh well, maybe I should learn one day. But I don't feel like to. Prisoner's dilemma. Okay, so it's like this: you have two prisoners. who conspired. They're conspirators. Okay, so it's like now this prosecutor is interviewing them one by one. Okay, so in this prison cell, okay, and kind of like plea deal. Of course, this prisoner probably has this public defender or lawyer or whatever, depending on how much money he has. So plea deal, right? So they committed crime together, A and B. Okay, so uh, A and B. Okay, you fess up, confess, or not confess. Okay, if you confess, we'll reduce your sentence to be 1 year. But if you don't confess, then your sentence will be 10 years. So confess, 1 year. You don't confess, 10 years. Oh, actually, it's something like this. If A confess and B does not confess, so A confess and B does not confess, then A get 1 year, B get 10 years. But if none of them confess, then there's no witness, so they all go free. So, yeah, I gotta fix up this table. Okay, so let's say this whole thing is like this. Okay, A confess and A don't confess. B confess and B don't confess. Okay, if both of them confess, then both of them get 5 years. But A get 5 years and B get 5 years. Okay, so if B confess but A do not confess, then they're both guilty. But B gets 1 year, A gets 10 years because the prosecutor proved that they are guilty. Because all you need is one witness that they committed this crime together. If A confess and B does not confess, okay, we know crime was committed, but A gets some reward, so A get reduced sentence of 1 year, and B gets 10 years in jail because he not only committed crime, but he lied. It's a perjury charge, okay? But if none of them confess, then they go free because you cannot prove this crime. There's no witness. They go free, right? So, the game theory terminology is about rational game, right? They are rational. They adopt rational strategy. They do some calculation, and it's very interesting. Okay, it's paradoxical. That's why we are doing it. Okay, so it's very smart kind of formulation. That's why I'm doing this. Maybe we can learn something from it. Okay, so yeah, prisoner's dilemma. I don't know. Let's look it up. Okay, so who came up with this first? We'll look it up. Prisoner's dilemma. Meryl Flood, Melvin Drescher. I don't recognize their name. Albert Tucker. I don't recognize their names. They worked at Rand. What is Rand? Research and Development. Think tank, American non-profit. Okay, okay. For the United Armed Forces. Okay, okay, so, okay. Who are these people? Meryl Flood and so it's American mathematician Melvin Drescher. Who is he? American mathematician. Okay. All right. So yeah, they are mathematicians. Okay. Okay. All right. So if they both confess, you cannot prove this crime because there are no other witnesses except these two. Okay. So they go free. They're presumed innocent, and this prosecutor he couldn't prove their guilt, so they go free. Zero sentencing, 0 year in prison. Okay, they walk. If they both confesses, yeah, then this prosecutor proved their guilt. Uh, so, but they don't get 10 years. They get reduced sentencing because they cooperated. There's some reward for this confessing. Okay, cooperation with police. But if only one of them confess, then the other one, he get 5 more years. He get 10 years because he committed this crime. Prosecutor, yeah, he proved it because he has witnessed the other criminal. Okay. Yeah. So there was crime. They both committed it, but this guy A, he refused to confess. He lied in court. So this extra perjury charge. He lied on the oath. Okay, so yeah, he get 10 years. This guy get only 1 year. Okay. Why? How come he get 1 year instead of 5 years? Is there any justification for that? Is it fair to formulate it like this? Shouldn't he get 5 years instead of 1 year? I think this is the original formulation, but I don't think it's quite. I think there's something wrong with this formulation. I think this guy should still get 5 years instead of 10 years. Okay, so does it alter the result? Maybe. Let's just go along with the original formulation by those guys and then see what happens, and then we'll modify a little bit. We'll tweak it a little bit, okay? Because I don't think B should get 1 year, okay, in this, okay? So I think he should still get 5 years, okay? So let's see if that makes any difference, okay? So the line of reasoning for those two guys goes like this, okay? So B will be thinking, if I do not confess, I may get 10 years or 0 year. But we will think that so B may get 10 years or 0 years, okay, if we decide not to confess. But if he does confess, he'll get 5 years or 1 year, okay? Let's say the probability, this is assuming it's just 1/2, okay? Because if B does not confess, his sentencing depends on A, whether A confess or not. So B may get 10 years or 0 years, okay? It depends on whether A confess or not, all right? And let's say the probability of A confessing is 50%, okay? So the average is like kind of like average concept, okay? So on average, yeah, 5 years if we confess. That's average. Because assuming it's a 50-50 chance whether A is going to confess or not. And if B does not confess, okay, average for minus C, okay? We are doing tensor notation kind of. Now, average for B, okay? Average AV, all right? Average. If B does confess, what's the average? 2.5 for B, okay? Because if B does confess, I'm sorry, 3. If B does confess, then it's 5 years or 1 year, okay? So average will be 5 plus 1 divided by 2, because we are assuming 50-50 chance for A's confession or not, okay? So yeah, 3, okay? So B will confess because 3 years is less than 5 years. So B will confess and A will confess too, because they're symmetrical, okay? So they both get 5 years sentencing. When they could have gotten, if neither of them confessed, then they would go free. That's kind of like paradoxical, ironic dilemma, okay? It's the famous prisoner's dilemma. But that dilemma is assuming this kind of formulation, okay? But what if B gets 5 years? What if this is not 1, but let's put in different color? What if this is 5 year instead, like 5B? Here you have 5A, and then average will be B average. B confesses, average of 5 and 5, 5 B. Okay. Now B average sentencing, if he does not confess, average between 10 and 0 is also 5. Which means B may confess, B doesn't confess, or B confess, it's the same. Okay? If you took those numbers, okay, so then it doesn't become a dilemma. It's no longer ironic. So, prisoner's dilemma is interesting concept, but I think it's based on false assumption. Okay, because I don't see any justification where they both confess, both get 5 years, but if A does not confess and B confesses, why should B get more rewarding for that? I don't see any way to justify this kind of formulation. I think I understand I appreciate the interestingness of this prisoner's dilemma, but I think it's based on faulty assumption. Because I don't see any justification why, if A does not confess and only B confesses, why should he get extra reward as opposed to where they both confesses? If they both confess, why should B punished more compared to this alternative scenario where only B confesses and A does not confess? Should B get extra reward for that to be on the only one and only confessor? Just because A did not confess and B confessed, A lied and B didn't lie, should he get extra reward for that? Compared to an alternative scenario where they both tell the truth. Then what, B should get lesser reward? I mean, does that make sense to you? It doesn't quite make sense to me. Let's say both A and B tell the truth, okay? Both A and B tell the truth. They both confesses. They admit their crimes. That's scenario number one. Scenario number two, A lies and B tell the truth. Scenario number one, both of them tell the truth. They admit their crimes. Scenario number two, A lies and B tell the truth. Now, my question to you is, in those two scenarios, should B get the same reward for telling the truth? Or should B in scenario number two get more reward than scenario number one? Think about that, okay? Because this prisoner's dilemma, I'm not quite convinced about their assumption. But their assumption is that in scenario number two, where A lies, B tell the truth, B should get more reward. That's what they are saying. That's what they assumed. Is that assumption sound? Because an alternative way of thinking is that scenario number one, both of them tell the truth. Scenario number two, A lies and B tell the truth. I think one way to think about that is, in both scenarios, B should get the same reward. So it's it's my criticism, right? We take a break and we continue to weigh which assumption make more sense. Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit involved. I know. All right, so we take a break and we get back to this. Okay. Uh, yeah, I thought about this during the break. By the way, this puffball, it kind of tastes like chocolate. Chocolate. Because you have coconut, right? And chocolate nut, like coffee bean, chocolate bean that you make chocolate with, um, of. Yeah, it's a nut. Chocolate is a nut. So and some mushrooms like morel or this puffball, it's very nutty. It's nutty taste, and I put some vodka in there. So vodka is like sugar, kind of, right? Alcohol. So yeah, it does taste like chocolate. This puffball vodka, nutty and sugary, so it tastes like chocolate. Because alcohol is like kind of like sugar, a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, I was thinking about this during the cigarette break, and then I think it kind of makes sense, kind of, because if they both confess, you want to you only limited amount of award, the reduction in sentencing. Instead of 10 years, both of you get 5 years. But if only one of them confesses and the other lies, you are giving all the reward to this guy. So this guy gets all the reward in sentence reduction. So he only served 1 year. The other guy get all the punishment there is. So it kind of makes sense. Okay, it's kind of like distribution of this limited resource, copion, reward, sentence reduction. So I think their intuition was correct. Okay, it kind of abide by this law of humanological law of copium conservation. Okay, there's only limited resources. Copium. Okay, so yeah, we can understand it that way. So it does make some sense. So yeah, that's justified. Okay, it's a good theory. Yeah, their assumption was sound. Okay, all right. So they both get 5 years instead of, but they could have gotten like walked out for free. But yeah, that's prisoners dilemma. Very famous theory. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so good. It's interesting. Okay, so they're both American mathematicians, so I guess yeah, they got good intuition. Good, good. Okay, now let's get back to this economics. Okay, so we have like 30 minutes left, and we can erase this. All right, so it was a nice review. All right. So this blue line is the reality. Okay, so light green above, it's like that's producer's imagination, fantasy. He thinks his pasta is very popular, but in reality it's not. So he overproduced. It's like Great Depression, right? They overproduce. One of the cause of Great Depression in what 1920s, was it like what 1929 or something? Great Depression, right? Black Friday or something. Yeah, they overproduced because they fantasized. They thought the product that they produce is very popular, but it was just their fantasy. It was not reality. Okay, so they overproduced. Okay, so that's this above the blue line situation when supplies, you produce too much, so it's not gonna sell. So what do you do? Once you produce too much, fire sale. Okay, like discount. Not necessarily going out of business, but you want to reduce the price in order to sell this oversupply products. Okay, because your pasta is not that popular. Okay, it's just your wishful thinking. Okay, so you produce too much, it's not selling. What do you do? Yeah, you don't want to throw it away in the dumpster. Yeah, you just sell it for really cheap dollar. Like you want to reduce price such that you sell all your pasta. Okay, that's this. this price. You reduce the price such that all your pasta sells out. Okay, that's the quantity, and this is the price. Okay, quantity and the price. Okay, so because it's still better than throwing it away, then you lose all your cost investment. It's better to sell it for like $1 because at least you get something. Yeah, you lose $7 as opposed to $8. Okay, fire sale. Okay, better than nothing. Right? So, but for the next time, next week, next month, yeah, you don't produce as much. So that's you go back down to reality. Okay, you produce less next month. But for now, you already produced this pasta, right? So you move to the left. You reduce the price because it's better than throwing them away. Okay. But for the in the future reference, yeah, in the next month, yeah, you go back down to reality. You produce a lot less. Okay, so you can go diagonal, right? But whatever. So going this way, okay, reduction of price. It's like this dilution, okay, dilution, price dilution. You're cheapening it because let's say it was not you, but it's some other competitor who penetrated this market and he produced a lot of same pasta. Maybe he was a former employee or your former customer. He's imitating you. Okay, so same recipe. Okay, so he's your brand new market participant. So he's diluting the market. Okay, because people go to his restaurant, not yours. Well, because it's closer to from their house. Okay, so you have your restaurant, you are the original, and then your former employee or your former customer opened another restaurant making the same recipe. Okay, same kind of healthy pasta, right? But it's over there on the other side of the town. Now, people who live there, around that side of the town, that side of the highway, they will go to this restaurant because it's closer. It costs less to for their gas money because they live right there, you know. So you lose some market share. Okay. If you maintain the same price level, you lose customer. So you will move from here. You used to be here, right? You move from here to here. If you maintain the same price, then there will be less customers because people on the other side of the town, they are not coming to your restaurant. They are going to that restaurant, your competitor. If the price is the same, you will sell less pasta, therefore you will make less pasta if you maintain the same price. Okay. But if you reduce the price, then when your competitor have the same price, $10 per pasta, but if you are willing to reduce the price to $8 per pasta, when your competitor is still selling $10 pasta, your pasta is $8, then some of those people who live in that town, that side of the town, will continue to come to your restaurant because the cost of commute, gas money is $1. You reduce the price by $2, it's $8 per pasta. So these people will still come because cost their gas money is $1. Okay, it's cheaper for them to come to drive to your restaurant than going to that restaurant, new restaurant. Why? Because gas money is just $1. Okay, so your pasta $8 per piece. It will cost them $9 because gas money is $1 worth. So it will cost your pasta $8 a piece plus $1 gas money. So total cost $9. There's this bug again. Probably fruit fly. I don't think it's mosquito. They're ninjas. Oh man. Okay, so they come to your restaurant because they can walk to that restaurant right there because it's right there. They don't have to drive. So gas money zero. But the pasta price is $10 as opposed to your pasta which is $8, gas money $1. So total cost of your pasta for those people $9. It's cheaper than $10. Okay, so they will still come to the restaurants. Okay, so yeah, you're not losing any customers if you reduce the price. Okay, so that's that scenario. You reduce the price, you make the same 10 pasta per day because you are selling them more. You are not losing any customers. Okay, so we are just doing English. We are describing this phenomena in English. Okay, but our goal is to express it in mathematical equation, one equation. But for now, we are doing it in English because it's easier. All these economics narrative scenarios, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Economics is very fun. It's a very fun subject. It's not like mathematics, you know. It's more humane. You can smell people here. Economics, okay. So there's more moist here, okay, as opposed to dry mathematics like desert. Too much sun, too much truth, right? Oh, we wanna hide. Oh, we want some people. Something money, like mnemonic, something sinful. Economics, like it's about money, you know. It's more fun that way, right? So mathematics is too pure, too clean. It's like desert land, man. It's beautiful, but it's too dry, too hot, too much sun, too much truth, too much gods. Economics, more down to earth, more physical, more people, sinful, mnemonic, materialistic, guilty. uh, Dirtier, okay. Less pure, impure, whatever. I'm still struggling to find an equation for this. Okay. Well, let's find this blue line. Okay, so you have what? U zero. Then you have U2, U1, right? So okay, we have three equations. We just need two, or first of all, just one. Okay, so you have what? X is what price, Y is so both demand and supply. It's quantity. Okay, so X is price, right? Price over U, okay, plus quantity over F is the what, free rider, right? Number of people who want your pasta for free. Okay, so but no gas money. Okay, we're not giving them any gas money. It's one. So that's the equation. Okay, just like x over a plus y over b is one, right? So that's the blue line. It's too confusing to be honest with you. So we just call this guy b, y intersection, a, x intersection. Okay, x and y. Okay, because I don't want to be confused. Okay, we have that. So we have equation. Okay, so we have this equation. Okay, so and we are doing parallel shifting, like moving up and down. Okay, so we have 10 minutes left. 15 minutes left. We may just continue because I had very long nap. Okay, so I'm not sleepy. Yeah, of course I gotta go work tomorrow because it's Monday, but I'm getting hot again. But let's get some nice equation, okay? Because I'm not sleepy. I slept too much. Nap. Took a long nap. So. Yeah, maybe I'm getting sleepy a little bit. But I want to find this equation, okay? Yeah. This vodka is really helping, okay? So this mushroom vodka, this puffball. Oh, so good. It smells good too. Okay. Oh, it's God's blessing in Alaska. Okay. Vodka and this mushroom. Mm. Let's take a break, okay? Okay. Take 5, okay? We came a long way, alright, so we deserve this break. Okay, we are back, and let's talk about politics a little bit. Politics and economics. Okay, so I told you a while ago. I mean, maybe 30 minutes ago, or maybe an hour ago, that President Trump made a mistake by bringing back those manufacturing jobs back to America. That was a big mistake, and the tariff, again, another big mistake. Okay, because those things are economically inefficient. All right, so because I heard President Trump saying in one of his interview or speeches, he said something like, "We need to bring some legal immigrants from Latin America so that they, because we are bringing back a lot of manufacturing jobs back to America from South America." That's that's very wrong. Okay, because it's too inefficient. The cost of migration, because you have to have migration court, asylum court, legal cost, and those people, Latin America, coming to America, transportation cost, it's so unnecessary economic waste. Okay, it's unproductive, counterproductive. It's better, more efficient economically if we leave the jobs there where it belongs. Yeah, there are American companies like Ford, General Motors, car factories in Mexico or whatever Latin American countries. It's more efficient, economically efficient, if those jobs stay there. Yeah, they are American companies, I get it, right? But Americans, they cannot be satisfied with these manufacturing jobs. Okay, we deserve better. We are a developed country. We are not a developing third world country. America, okay? So we cannot get job satisfaction out of those manual, labor intensive kind of jobs. Okay, so those manufacturing jobs belong to third world country, okay, because they have no problem doing that stuff. Because they are underdeveloped. I know it's politically incorrect to say this, but it's just what it is, how it is. America used to be a developing country too, back in the days, a couple of centuries ago. Okay, so different countries have different level of evolution. Some countries are developed, some countries are developing. Developed countries now, like Europe, Australia, Canada, America, they used to be developing countries back in the days. But they have evolved. Now they are developed. They have become more metaphysical than as opposed to physical. Okay, they are more civilized, evolved, developed country. There is this difference. Okay, developing countries, they are behind us. They are kind of they're still developing. Okay, but they will catch up eventually. They will be becoming a developed country one day. Okay, but we are talking about overpopulated countries, like people with overpopulation problem. That's huge labor market right there because they have so many people. But developed countries, they tend to be they tend to have less children. Developing countries, they tend to have a lot of children, big family. America used to have be like that. Back in the days in America, yeah, they had like 10 kids, right? Nowadays, 2 children. Okay, because they have condoms, birth control pill, whatever, right? Developed countries, and they don't want to have that many children. But developing countries, that they call third world countries, they have overpopulation problem because they have just too many kids, and it's good for us because there's a huge labor market, very cheap labor, and they want to survive. Yeah, so yeah, they will manufacture, they'll make shoes, t-shirt, cheap labor. Okay, so yeah, economically it makes sense to outsource to make this product with cheaper labor, so that poor people like me can afford to purchase shoes in Walmart or cheaper cars Because not everybody is like President Trump, Donald J. Trump. He's rich, right? So no matter how expensive a pair of shoes or cars may be, he can afford that. But not us, not the rest of us. If cars are expensive, if cars are all made in America, shoes are all made in America, I cannot buy those things because I'm not rich. But if shoes are made in China, yeah, I can buy that in Walmart. So outsourcing is a good thing. Okay? Tariff is bad. International trade is a good thing. It's comparative advantage I showed you. David Ricardo. Okay? I understand this because I know economics. President Trump, he doesn't. He doesn't get it. He doesn't know. He's ignorant, okay? He went to University of Pennsylvania, MBA. Yeah, so what? Okay? I don't have an economics degree or MBA, but I know because I studied independently. So if you're gonna vote for President Trump again in 2020 November, just because what? He's real estate mogul, is celebrity, is incumbent president. But I want you to vote based on substance, not some phony reputation, hyped up celebrityhood. Okay? I recommend you that you vote for me because that will be the right thing to do. Because I'm more knowledgeable than he in economics. Okay? How about American jobs? Oh, well, we create new jobs, but a better job than manual, this laborious, labor-intensive job. No, that's not America. Not anymore. Okay. Yeah, we create brand new products. That's what we're gonna do when I'm the president. Okay? If I'm the president, because it's up to you. Okay? Yeah, we'll create new jobs with new products, like one person drone or genetics, brand new species of bears, domestication of all animals, so that we can farm bears, we can farm tigers, we can invent, genetically modified organism. Okay, small tiger, small lion, pet tiger, pet bear, teddy bear, that grow very small. Yeah, we have technology for those things. Okay. Yeah. Genetic editing is not a brand new. Okay. Yeah, it's some what crispy whatever. It's all technology. It's just more efficient kind of gene, this enzyme. But bioengineering, genetic engineering is decades old. So genetic editing is nothing new really. Okay, it's more efficient enzyme that they found. Okay, but concept was there decades ago. Okay, it's genetic engineering. Okay, so it's a genetically modified organism. It's same thing. Okay, so yeah, we have those technologies. Okay, so we can come up with brand new teddy bear species and sell them. We can farm bears, tigers. We can farm elephants with reproductive technology. We can release them to the wild in their native environment and preserve and protect their species. We can sell ivories because we're gonna farm elephants. Okay, those are the kind of brand new product that America should sell and create jobs with. We have 2 minutes left. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue because I really want to find this equation. Okay, let's just continue. Okay, so I'll stop and restart. Okay, so